on the boardroom, there is a giant eagle grocery shopping cart filled with a random array of cast-offs, topped by a white microwave from the opening scene, and a pile of rags on the couch. Unseen under that pile is James, fast asleep. Milt enters the room and is bewildered by all the junk in his office. He starts to pull off the pile of rags and jumps back when they move. He discovers James' bare feet and the rest of him asleep on the sofa. He wakes up.
Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
They call me cleaner. Because I clean up the streets and I clean up for the Lord. I'd like to sing something for you.
He gets up and goes right into his song, full voice, swaying as he sings.
Oh, Lord, 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 my God, I need to know what to do without you. Oh, Lord, 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 my God, I need your word to do with you. So please lead me, my Lord, my God, Lord, my God, my Father, I need you.
You have a wonderful voice. But before I throw you out, I gotta ask you one question. Do you feel your Lord has betrayed you a little?
Oh, at one time or another I did. But the fact is, it was material things that I thought was so much greater and had so much emphasis, they made me deaf to him. But when I was all alone in the dark, I learned that the voice which comes to you right away, that is his voice. And the second voice is Satan's. And when Satan comes to you, he comes with an idea with a little sugar. With a little sugar in it. And we fall for it and get in trouble. But I tell everybody, don't take my word on it. Find out for yourself. And when God enters your spirit, nobody and no thing can ever take him away from you.
I mean, didn't he betray you by making you homeless?
No. It was a lesson that I had to learn.
Do you think that you're going to get out of this situation?
I know I will. He says to me, James, your mission is not yet done.
And you're sure that's the Lord speaking?
I know it is.
Well...
And I found out that many times when I have something to do and I go that way, God says, go the other way. And I, not knowing why he wants me to go that way, right after I start down that path, this lady says, this white lady says, son, and I say, yes, ma'am. She says, I need you to clean the yard up, and when you're finished, here's the key to lock up. And make sure you leave the key in the mailbox. And I've never seen her before in my whole life. Now, you can't tell me that ain't the Lord. She says, your payment is in the envelope in the mailbox. And I opened the garage, and I could have been a thief and took all the valuables that was in there. But she knew the Lord was in me. Then I realized that is what we call walking on blind faith. Doing something that you don't know why you're doing it. It took me a long while to learn that, but I'm glad I did. Just like he told me to come this way and sing to you. And I thank you so much.
James starts to load his rag covers into the shopping cart.
And have a pleasant day. In God's name I pray.
Hold on there, James. How'd you get in here? And where are you going with my microwave?
Jeff makes his entrance carrying in a pair of old work boots for James.
Milt,
He let me in.
I thought you weren't coming to work until late this afternoon.
What craziness. So this unholy mess is somehow my fault because I came into work too early?
Let me explain. Clean up, you sit on the sofa for a minute and try these on.
Jeff hands James the boots, which are too large, but he puts them on.
His name's James.
So you had a chance to talk to him. What's his story?
I don't give a shit what his story is. I want to know what you were thinking when you let him in here.
Remember last night when that big thunderstorm hit around 8? That was right when I was leaving. When I started to sprint across the park, I got tripped up by his feet sticking out from the bushes. He had rigged up some sort of cover out of his shopping cart. On such a night, if he had been a stray dog, I would have taken him in.
And would you have let a muddy wet dog into my office as well? Are you nuts?
I didn't go that far. I let James into the foyer to get out of the rain. He apparently wandered into your office looking for a soft place to lie down.
And find something to steal.
James, what were you going to do with the microwave?
Well, taking the microwave to the lighter life mission as a Christmas present for all the things they give me. That ain't no jitney. That ain't no jitney car. How you get anyone in the back seat of a car with only 2 doors? Who's this Cherise Clayton? I had a daughter that used to be called Cherise Clayton, but I think I'll be dead to her now.
Do you think it's possible?
The way this day is starting out, anything is possible. She's in rehearsals.
I'll go get her.
It's about 15 minutes after Jeff has returned to the boardroom with Cherise.
You can't be my daughter. She's only 10 years old. What do you want from me?
Did you ever think about me when you were gone? I remember every minute of the day you left. I had chocolate milk for lunch at school and spilled some of it on my blouse. The first thing that I heard when I came home was Mama crying. I had never heard her cry before or since. I remember putting on your baseball cleats over my shoes and pulling the laces so tight that one broke. I was so mad at you and stomped up and down our wood floors till Mama caught me. All I had were those dents in that floor to keep you real for me. Did you ever think about me even once when you were gone?
You're a grown woman. What could I think about a grown woman? My girls can't. And I've been out collecting things for her.
James picks out various toys from his cart to show her.
What's that around his neck?
My name is James Clayton. If lost, return to the Light of Life Mission, 900 East North Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA.
Property of Light of Life Mission, please return. My father's wearing a tag that you would put on your dog. Dad, what happened to you?
The Lord chose me to praise his name.
Ask him what he knows about jitneys. The poster somehow jogged something in him that recognized your name.
Dad, did you ever drive jitney?
That was my destruction.
James, what happened with the jitneys?
See, my friend Willie and me, we lived in this room on the hill for more years than I can count. And this room just had the one bed, but that was all right because we both drove jitney for Mr. Darius. Willie and me, we switch off. I drive from noon to midnight. Willie drive from midnight to noon. So someone always had the room to himself. Women, sin, everything. And Darius had this understanding with the police not to mess with us. He sprayed Darius transportation lines on the trunk and both sides of the cars. He even made his own license plates with the word dealer on them. And we didn't need no insurance or nothing. The real cabbies hated us, but what cabbie is going to come for some 80-year-old black lady in the middle of the hill at any hour of the day or night and take her across town to the supermarket, wait a half hour, then take her back home? Then carry her groceries up 3 flights for a few dollars. Sometimes we got a beer or something extra, but those Christian ladies were hard women. I never saw a single yellow cab on the hill all the time I lived there. And something really bad happened. Mrs. Ellington, she always asked me, and would I wait? She always asked me and would wait hours if I was busy. Well, she owned this old Oldsmobile, but she never could drive it. She could barely read a label on a can. Well, one day she says to me, James, why don't you take my car for yourself? And whenever I need you to drive me somewhere, I'll just call you. You come and get me and don't never charge me nothing. Who wouldn't take that? A free car. But pride filled me up, and I wanted people to know it was mine and wouldn't let Darius spray it with his signs. The Lord punished me for that.
How so?
I tell you. Darius's cousin come up to my car right around midnight and tells me that Mrs. Ellington just called from Allegheny Hospital to come and get her quick. So I get there fast as I can, and this cop's car with his lights flashing and siren roaring pulls in right behind me. These 2 cops pull me out of the car and put handcuffs on me. I tell them to go find Mrs. Ellington, and she explained all about it. They shove me in the back and take a long time before bringing this black woman with them to take a look at me. She crying and everything. She just shakes her head and points to the Oldsmobile. The cops tell me Mrs. Ellington, she dead. And her daughter tells them her mama's car stole. I must be the one that took it. My lawyer tells me 5 years is better than 15 and I can go to jail. There's nothing much to tell you about that because it's just like living in a closet. This nice public defendant, a white lady named Shelley, eventually gets me out, but Darius and half the hill be gone by then. And I got nowhere. But the Lord led me to the light of his mission, and they feed me and give me a place to sleep most every night when it's not too crowded with folks worse off than me. I'm so tired. Can I rest here some more before I go?
I'm renovating an apartment, empty apartment near here, and I have an old futon in my garage that I can put in it. How does that sound for him right now?
Very generous. Let's get his stuff out of Milt's way. I'm so sorry that all this got dumped in your lap.
Mine ain't convenience.
Milt, can I drop off the microwave off at the mission?
With my blessings, if that counts for anything over there.
Come on, Dad. We're going to go somewhere where you can rest.
I knew to trust the Lord last night when he told me to give up my bed and come out into the storm. And all of you have a pleasant day. In God's name I pray.
Milt, Jeff, and Cherise help James gather his things, and they all exit together. Cherise holding her father's arm, more out of affection and need for support.